What's up, War Room Nation? As you can see, this roundtable looks a little bit different tonight. Welcome y'all to the first episode of the Hutch and Skip Show. This is an impromptu show we're doing here.
Yes, sir.
So, Hutch, you got anything to say to the people?
Shout out to my Canadian brethren.
Definitely.
Much love. Let's get it going. Battle rap is in the building.
Yes, though. So, before we start, I just want to let everybody know this episode is brought to you by the Beard Gang. The Beards are definitely in the building.
Salute.
So, let's get this started. Let's get the chopping this fable, as I say all the time. Hutch, man, we're going to do this DNA and CHARRON, so I'm going to let you start it. How you see this battle going and, you know, what you thought about it?
This battle was close. Yeah, like bars, as we say. Shout out to Daylight, lines on top of lines that equals skill. I watched it about 3 times. I actually watched it again right before we did this, and I kept going back and forth. Really, to me, I gave the third to CHARRON. DNA was killing it with the freestyles, but like later in this freestyle, it kind of was stumbling a little bit. The second, I edged to DNA. And the first, I don't know. The first is what, for me, that's the closest to me. Like, the first was back to back. Right now, CHARRON. I edged it to CHARRON. I'm still thinking as I'm talking.
All right. We got CHARRON 2-1.
Yeah.
All right, see, I have this battle a little different. First round for me, I have DNA taking the first, edging it, of course. This is a very close battle, tough to judge.
Edging it.
I watched it about 5 times to be exact, and I changed every time, but I'm going to go with my last decision. Round 2, I have CHARRON actually winning round 2. Okay. I think he snapped in that round. And I think also why I edged DNA the first round, because DNA was more direct in that first round. CHARRON spent a lot of time on the title. He spent a lot of time dissing Suge, which is understandable. He backed out. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Second round I gave to CHARRON, which was his more direct round, and he showed bars. And what I liked about CHARRON's second round is that he showed how easy it was and how much of a crutch gun bars can be. Because he was using gun bars, and it worked out. I mean, third round is where it
DNA
came down
in the box, like artificial insemination.
Yeah. Don't even.
All right.
Putting DNA in somebody else's box. Yeah.
That's great. Yep.
I don't care how you feel about CHARRON's personal. I don't care if you think he's corny. If I can quote the greatest rapper of all, you know, if you conclude I'm a corny motherfucker, that just means the greatest rapper of all is just a corny motherfucker. But that's beside the point. Third round, I give the third round to DNA. I switched back and forth on that third round, like I said 5 times, and I think the way he took a Swave Seva approach in that round. Like, he talked to him about his loyalty with his friend.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that last time watching it, I gave that to DNA. So I have DNA 2-1. You have CHARRON 2-1, which just goes to show that this is a great show. It was a great battle. Great battle.
That's good. That means that ultimately hip-hop won 3-0.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Now, before this battle dropped, there was a lot of hype around this battle. And I've been to events, and I've seen how you can get hyped up by being in the building. And you can...
Yeah.
Your perspective changes. And if I can say anything, this battle did definitely live up to the hype. I mean, for all the battles that you hear from, you be on Twitter, you know, you see this was a classic. They was going back and forth. Then you see YouTube, and it's just like, I don't see it. But this one, I can say, honestly, lived up to the hype.
Right.
There's a lot of people saying Battle of the Year. So what I want to ask you, Hutch, is, top 10 battles this year, going just back 9 months, going back to January.
Okay.
If you can give me 10. If not, we'll just do whatever you can give me. But I have 10 off the top. So you could go ahead. No particular order. Just, 10 that you think were the top 10 battles of this year.
Okay. In no particular order. That's definitely in there. This battle, DNA CHARRON, that's in there. Ill Will, Johnny Alcatraz, which dropped in January, so that just was like the first of the
Edging
year.
it.
Edging that just got in there. A lot of Zay, Daylight. Shout out to our Battle League, that was crazy. Um, let's see, Daylight and KG the Poet.
Lines on
Um,
top of lines.
yeah, that was ridiculous. KG the Poet was a problem. Dead Man is Thesaurus. I like that too. That's in there. Dead Man, he's funny in bars. Thesaurus, shout out to him too. He's another one. He's been doing this for a minute. And still got bars. Still out there. Uh, where we at? Four. Four. Uh, Password and Remy D.
Ooh,
That was crazy
bars.
too. Bars. Remy D and QP. That was crazy. A lot of people say the originator of Slow It Down. QP is.
Yeah, yeah,
And this isn't clean paper for those who don't know. That's
yeah. Innuendo, sons,
yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
um, let's see. J Pro and KG the Poet. That was crazy too.
Shout out to J Pro Epsilon Projects.
Yeah.
AOTD West, Fresh Coast.
Curious George Bart. That's a different battle, but still. um, Fresco and Rome. That was a good one too. I'm a Fresco fan since grind time. I'm a fan.
Splash.
Maybe that's why I like Sharon too. I'm a fan of Dirtbag Dan, like people who don't look like they can rap, and then they get in that ring and they beast like Rome too.
Shout
for that
out
matter.
to Dirtbag. Dirtbag been doing it for a while too.
Yeah,
And he Charlie Cliff's
consistent.
gonna have some problems on his hand, but that's another show.
Right. Uh, let's see. DNA and Thesaurus. That's crazy too.
Sleeper too. A lot of people slept on that.
Yeah. That should have more views. A lot of these battles should have more views than they. If you go on bars, like just think like I tell everybody, like people know who in the group. Shout out to Straight Shot Battle Rap group. I got Hutch Vision, so Hutch Vision only sees bars. Like I don't care what you look like, gender. Skip may have a different opinion, but
Come on, leave the
but if
horrors
you
out
got
of
bars,
this.
you got bars, yo. Also, Lotta Zay and Saya Boy. That was a PG battle, but it was crazy. Lotta Zay, shout out to Lotta Zay. He's been this whole year, like every battle, he hasn't disappointed at all. So I believe that's 10. I lost count. I think that's 10.
All right. Well,
If
you got
not,
a
come
lot
from
of the ones I have. So I
Yeah.
mean, let's get those out the way
You
first. We
know,
got Daylight and Lotta Zay, of course. Daylight and KG, QP and Remy, Pass and Remy, DNA and Sharon is in there definitely. Fresco and Roan is in there definitely. Ill Will, Johnny Alcatraz, KG and J Pro, DNA Thesaurus. But the one that you don't have, Sleeper Battle, Fingers versus Rupert Common. Top 10 of this year.
It wouldn't be Skip if he didn't come with that left field.
Hey,
But you know what? I'm gonna watch it because Rupert Commons and who?
Fingers.
Fingers. I like Fingers.
Exactly.
And Rupert Commons, you put me on. I watch that. So.
Rupert Commons versus Lux needs to happen. But that's neither here nor there. You brought up a good point about Lotta Zay. You had Lotta Zay in a couple battles, Daylight in a couple battles, KG in a couple battles, which are all Remy D. All not so much newcomers, but not top tier at the same time. So, who you think had the better year between those gentlemen?
Mm. Mm. It's hard to see. It's crazy because Lotta Zay, let's just say Lotta Zay and Daylight, Remy too, but Remy he's had the least amount of battles between these three.
Yeah, probably so.
Lotta Zay, every battle has been crazy. Now Daylight, same thing, but I feel like I don't know. Does that weaken his stock with sometimes the antics does take away from the bars? I don't know. He don't care about that stuff. But
That's
but
cool,
I
man.
mean,
That's
to
cool.
me, sometimes it could mess the with him and Math like that. you know, the back and forth between them, it kind of breaks you out of the momentum.
Yeah.
The interstate fast battle, that too, that was really like over the top with the end. Like, so to me, I don't know. I guess it's back to that OBR when we did performance versus bars.
Yeah.
Your performance can affect not your bars themselves, but how they are delivered and the overall battle, like the
Yeah,
momentum to
definitely.
me in that regard. So with that, I don't know, slightly, but then he's had more battles than Latize. I just feel slightly, I'll say, edge in it
You're leaving out KG.
to, oh, well, yeah, well, shit. You just fucked me up now.
Ah.
Damn, because yeah, every battle from him, too, has been crazy. And that's hard, too. And it's funny because all of these people, except for KG and Latize, but everybody else has battled each other. So
Yeah,
that's
true.
that's saying something, too, I guess. Um, I think I have to give it to Zay slightly, but
And
KG is right there though,
well, of
and
course,
but
me and you, we don't stand by the whole only that one stage. I will not name that company, but that one stage is the only stage that matters. We're not going to go there, so we
no,
can't. You can't leave out Remy because he hasn't been there. Daylight technically hasn't been there.
yeah,
So I mean, for me, Daylight I think had the best year.
hmm
His stock has risen a lot from him versus Locksmith, which was dope battle.
that was
No
crazy.
one
Shout out to
watched.
Locksmith. I wish he would come, but he's a beast.
It's so many battles from back then, like Daylight and Lock. No one cared about it, but it was the
Daylight, Blackheart,
bars.
Adonis, crazy.
Yeah, another one. But once he started the antics
Yeah,
and the tattoo on the face, that's when people started to recognize. So there's a method to his madness.
yeah.
Now, Lotta Zay, he's grind time. He's been in it for a long time. So I mean, why hasn't he gotten the recognition? But that's another show.
Right.
Now I think all four of them could take out a lot of top tier competitors.
I
But I
agree with
think
that.
Days had the more. He's probably the bigger name out of the four right now.
I agree with that. And especially with the way these top tier, what they say, top tier battlers have been performing.
On
It's a
that
like,
stage
you know,
that we will not mention.
it's just been, as a fan, it's just been I don't know, disappointment a little bit, Like the matches, they sound good on paper, but then you watch it and it's like, what? Like this ain't that same person that I
Or you
watched
hear about it
before.
from the Twitter and then, oh, this was a classic. Then you get on YouTube and it's like, I'm never watching this again.
And that's,
Don't.
yeah, like another thing, like we said before in the other OBR, that does affect how you watch a battle. Because if you get on Twitter, especially like that person, that battle rapper, because we both follow a lot of them on Twitter, uh, that they retweet their, what the person says.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
your timeline is like, oh, he 3-0'd them. Oh, I don't know what they was talking about. That's all you see. So you, in your head, you think like, oh, well, they both killed it. But then you don't really, because you don't realize that's just that person's opinion.
Then
And if
YouTube
you
comes out
watch
and you're like, this is just horrible. It's a scary movie's girlfriend.
yeah, that's horrible. Shout out to Daylight.
Shout out. So all in
um,
all, we got this. It shows how good of a battle this is. I
yeah,
mean,
man.
Sharon, you got Sharon, I got Daylight, and I know a lot of people are going to
DNA.
be surprised that
I said
whatever.
Daylight.
Oh
DNA.
yeah, Eric versus Corey, we know what it is.
Yep.
Uh, a lot of people are going to be surprised that I didn't take Corey in this battle. I have the moniker of being the Uncle Ruckus of battle rap,
Right.
also,
Right.
as well as the Skip Bayless. I mean, maybe I've earned them, maybe I haven't. I don't know. Oh, can't forget the misogynist of battle rap,
I
but
guess I'm Stephen
you
A.
know.
Jackson then. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
All
We're gonna
right,
rock with
Skip.
that.
Me and DNA. We're close personal friends. All right, never mind.
This has definitely been a different type of show. I mean, this is our
Yeah.
first KOTD. It won't be the last. This was, impromptu. It started from a telephone conversation. So you know what? Turn the cameras on. Let's
Let's
just get this
do
out
it.
the way. Because
Yeah.
one thing about doing a round table, schedules don't always, meet up, and it's hard to get everybody in.
Yeah. 6
So,
people with their own lives and stuff.
yeah,
Man.
everybody has a life outside of battle rap, even though some might say I don't, but I live with that. I don't watch television. It's all I do. And I watch every league, every country, whatever. Let's get it. I don't just stick on that one, never mind.
Word.
Anyway, fans, I know if y'all disagree or agree with us, let us know in the comments. Also, what are your top 10 or top 5, top 3, whatever you can think of, What are your top 5, top 10, top 3 battles this year? Now, we only talking 9 months, so I don't want to see Lux. I don't want to see
right.
JC and Chilla. We're talking January.
Start
If it
from
helps, go to
January.
YouTube, go back 9 months, and start from there. Just wanted to know what y'all think. As you see, both of us have maybe, one URL?
Maybe 2. Well, I said 2. I said a lot of
well.
Zay, and Saya.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. I got
Um,
one. But, I
And
know.
if you didn't see those battles that we mentioned, we urge you to check those out.
Yes, definitely, most definitely. I know no one's seen Fingers vs. Rupert that has like 5 views. But, shout out to Rupert Commons. I know I got him a lot of more fans.
Word.
Try to wake up people,
You know?
When they close-minded, you got to try to open it sometimes. Sometimes it's unnecessary. But, we're going to get out of here right now. Go ahead, Hutch, take us out.
Word, all right. And as we always say here at War Room Sports, be steadfast against the war against ignorance.
You choked.
I did.
Dog,
I
you
choked. Beard's in the building.
Definitely.
All right.
Try it
Be
again.
steadfast in the war against ignorance and do not accept mediocrity. I said it backwards, but it's our show. So.
Definitely. We'll see you chumps on top.
Kuwait, it's the war room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys, the first